1963. Think about what that year carried, the weight of it. A country in the middle of something enormous and unresolved. People marching and grieving and falling in love all at the same time. And underneath all of it, underneath the news, the heartbreak, the hope that hadn't yet hardened into something else, there was music. Soul music. Real soul music, made by people who had no choice but to sing exactly what they felt.
I'm no stranger.
And if this kind of music moves you the way it moves me, a quiet like or subscribe means everything. It keeps these conversations going, late into the night, right where they belong. Number 12, Heat Wave by Martha and the Vandellas. Close your eyes for a moment and think about summer. Not a gentle summer, a fierce one. Humid and urgent and slightly reckless. That's where this song lives. Martha Reeves didn't just sing Heat Wave in 1963. She combusted. There's a moment in her voice, right where the chorus lifts, where you can feel a whole season arriving all at once. Motown had given Detroit a sound by then, but this record pushed something further. It wasn't polished in the way later soul records would become. It was raw at the edges, and that's exactly what made it land. For a generation living through sweltering city summers, through August heat and neighborhood block parties and first loves that felt like emergencies, this song was the temperature of their world put into 3 minutes. The Funk Brothers laid down a groove that felt like it had always existed and just needed someone to find it. Even now, you put this on and you feel it before you understand it. That's the test of a real record. It doesn't ask you to remember. It just takes you there. And from there, we cool down, only slightly, as we move to number 11. Number 11, Pride and Joy by Marvin Gaye. There's a kind of love that just beams, no complexity in it, no shadows, just a man completely lit up by the fact that someone loves him back.
And I'm telling the world, you're my pride and joy.
That is Pride and Joy, and Marvin Gaye wore it like it was tailored for him. 1963 was early Marvin. The world hadn't yet learned what he was fully capable of. That would come later, in devastating and glorious waves. But right here, right now, this was a young man with a voice that could have dissolved glass. Singing about a woman who made him feel like the luckiest person alive. And you believed every syllable. The shuffle groove underneath him is loose and happy, in the way only Detroit's soul could be loose and happy. It swings without rushing, it breathes. And Marvin's phrasing has this natural ease to it, like he's not performing for you. He's just telling you something true. This one still sounds like a good morning, like the first warm day of spring. Hold on to that feeling as we step into number 10. Number 10, Can I Get a Witness by Marvin Gaye. We stay with Marvin for a moment because 1963 was that kind of year for him, full and restless and reaching. Can I Get a Witness is a different creature from Pride and Joy. This one has urgency in it, a need to be heard, to be understood. There's something almost devotional in the structure of this record. That call and response, that reaching outward for confirmation, it mirrors something deeply human. We all want someone to say, yes, I see you. Yes, what you're feeling is real. The church had always known this. Marvin Gaye just brought it to Saturday night. The production has a tightness to it that's almost breathless. Every piece of the arrangement is in service of that central feeling, that desperate, beautiful need for connection, and Marvin delivers it not with desperation, but with a kind of dignified longing that stays with you long after the song is over. It still plays like a question asked in a dark room, one most of us have asked ourselves. We move now to number 9. Number 9, You've Really Got a Hold on Me by the Miracles. Some songs describe love accurately. This one describes love honestly. And those are two very different things. Smokey Robinson wrote, "You've really got a hold on me," from a place that most writers in 1963 weren't willing to go. The complicated middle of a relationship that isn't working, but that you cannot bring yourself to leave. He didn't dress it up. He just sang it. And somehow that plainness made it the most vulnerable record Motown had released up to that point. The harmonies are close and warm, the kind that feel like they're being sung right next to your ear. And Smokey's lead vocal has this particular quality, a delicacy that somehow holds tremendous weight. He was a young man in his early 20s when he wrote this, but he was singing from a place that felt lived in and worn. People in 1963 understood complicated love. They always have. And that's why this record crossed every line. Age, region, circumstance, and found its way into everyone. It still does. Some songs are mirrors. This is one of them. And we carry that reflection with us into number 8. Number 8, Mockingbird by Inez and Charlie Fox. Not every great record in 1963 came out of Motown or Chesser Atlantic. Some of them came from small rooms and shoestring budgets and sheer uncontainable talent. Mockingbird by Inez and Charlie Fox is one of those records. Inez Fox had a voice that was playful and powerful in the same breath. And the back and forth between her and her brother, that easy teasing exchange, sounded like something overheard, not performed.
A little sweeter, make this woman.
Like you'd stumbled into their living room and they just happened to be doing this extraordinary thing. The song itself draws from a nursery rhyme, but what it builds into is something far more soulful and alive. It's jubilant in a way that feels earned rather than manufactured. And in 1963, in the midst of everything the country was carrying, there was real value in a record that just made you feel light. It's one of those songs that still sounds like good news, like a door swinging open onto something bright. We slow things down now just a little as we arrive at number 7. Number 7, Don't Say Nothing Bad About My Baby by the Cookies. There's a particular loyalty in this song that feels almost defiant. A young woman standing up, completely sure of herself, completely sure of him, and not asking your opinion about any of it. He's good to me. That's all I care about. 1963, that kind of confidence in a woman's voice was not always welcomed. On record, it was electric. The Cookies were not household names the way some of their contemporaries were, but they were gifted, and this song let them show exactly what they could do. In between the voices is effortless. The groove has a lightness that masks how tightly it's constructed underneath. Carole King and Jerry Goffin wrote it, and Brill Building Craft is all over it. But the Cookies made it feel like it came from somewhere personal, somewhere proud. For young women in 1963 navigating the complicated territory of being seen and heard and taken seriously, this record was a small anthem. It said, "I know what I know, and I don't need your approval." That kind of certainty never goes out of style. We carry it now into number 6.
He's true to me.
Number 6, It's All Right by the Impressions.
May I feel gold and surely something.
There are songs that comfort you, and then there are songs that restore you. It's All Right by the Impressions is the second kind. Curtis Mayfield wrote this at 20 years old, and already he understood something that most songwriters spend careers trying to grasp.
Gotta come to you and say it's all right.
That joy and resilience are the same emotion. That telling someone everything is going to be all right is not denial. It's a form of love. It's a form of courage. The 3-part harmony of the Impressions moves like water finding its level, naturally, inevitably, perfectly.
Say it's all right.
His falsetto floats above it all, with this quality that is both weightless and deeply grounded at the same time. Chicago soul had its own feel. Warmer, more gospel-soaked than Detroit, more raw than New York. This record is Chicago soul at its finest.
It's all right. Have a good time, 'cause it's all right.
Number 5, If You Need Me by Solomon Burke.
Don't wait too long.
There are voices that fill a room, and then there is Solomon Burke, who filled entire cathedrals with nothing but intention. If You Need Me was written by Wilson Pickett,
Just to pick up your cell phone.
but Solomon Burke claimed it as his own the moment he opened his mouth. The record is simple in its construction, almost spare, and that sparseness is deliberate. There's nowhere to hide in a song this open. You either have the voice and the soul to carry it, or you don't. Solomon Burke had both in extraordinary abundance.
And everywhere I turn, people want to scandalize your name.
The emotion in this performance isn't theatrical, it's genuine. He sings like a man who means every syllable, who would actually be there, at any hour for whoever he's singing to.
You see what you cost me, baby? You see what you cost me, baby?
That kind of sincerity was rare then. It's rarer now. Atlantic Records knew what they had in him, but I'm not sure the world fully knew yet in 1963.
What you cost me? Listen, the love of my mother.
Listeners who caught this song on the radio that year, late at night, driving home, they knew. They felt it the way you feel a hand on your shoulder when you didn't know you needed one. We move gently now to number 4.
Love of my father.
Number 4, Dancing Party by Chubby Checker.
Night. Come on, let's fry like potatoes.
There are songs that ask something of you the moment they begin. Not something heavy, something joyful, something physical. Dancing Party by Chubby Checker is that kind of song. It doesn't wait for you to warm up. It just pulls you in by the hand and starts moving.
What you see, girl, is the dance to do. Twist and shout.
By 1963, Chubby Checker had already changed the way America danced. The twist had done something genuinely remarkable. It had given people permission to move on their own terms. Without a partner, without choreography, without rules. And that freedom had rippled outward into something bigger than any single record. Dancing Party arrived in the middle of all that momentum and just kept it going. Loose and bright and completely infectious. But underneath the fun, there was something worth noticing. This was music that brought people together on dance floors that, in many parts of the country, were still divided. The joy in this record didn't ask about any of that. It just played. Number 3, Prisoner of Love by James Brown.
But not with me.
Most people think they know James Brown. The footwork, the screams, the relentless energy of a man who seemed to run on something other than blood.
Oh, she has another.
But in 1963, James Brown recorded something that stopped all of that motion completely. And what he revealed in the stillness was staggering.
Can't have another, for I
Prisoner of Love is a ballad, a slow, aching, orchestrated ballad. And James Brown sings it like a man who has set down every defense he owns and is standing completely exposed in the middle of a room.
I'm not me.
Big band arrangement swells around him with a cinematic grandeur, and rather than compete with it, he leans into it. He lets it carry him. That alone tells you something about the depth of this performance.
She's in my arms, but I'm sleeping.
There is a rawness in his voice here that his up-tempo records, for all their brilliance, could sometimes obscure. Here there is nowhere to hide, and he doesn't try.
I find my knees crying.
Every bent note, every moment where his voice catches slightly on the edge of something painful. It's all deliberate, all honest, all real. He sang this like a confession, not a performance.
My very life isn't a keeping.
In 1963, people who loved hard and got hurt harder heard themselves in this record. Not the James Brown of the dance floor, but the James Brown of the long drive home alone.
I'm just a prisoner. Don't let me be a prisoner.
Number 2, Pushover by Etta James. Etta James did not make soft records. Even her tender moments had bones in them. Pushover is tender and strong in equal measure. A woman declaring, with complete calm, that she knows what she wants and she isn't ashamed of it. There is something almost radical about the emotional clarity in this performance. Etta doesn't apologize for her feelings. She doesn't minimize them. She presents them to you the way you'd set something valuable on a table. Here, look at this. This is mine. That kind of emotional honesty in a woman's voice on a major record in 1963 was not nothing. It was a statement. Her phrasing is immaculate. She knows exactly when to pull back and when to push, when to let a note breathe and when to wrap her voice around it and hold on. Chess Records gave her a backing track that moved with an unhurried mid-tempo elegance, and she wrote it like she had all the time in the world. This song still sounds like confidence feels, like knowing your own worth, even when someone is testing it. We've arrived now at the song this whole evening has been moving toward. Number 1, Pain in My Heart by Otis Redding.
Just won't let me sleep.
In 1963, Otis Redding was 21 years old. He had been signed to Stax for less than 2 years, and he walked into a studio in Memphis and recorded something that sounded like it had been wrung out of a much older soul.
Where can my baby be? Lord, where can
Pain in My Heart is not a complicated record. It is a raw one, and there is a difference. Raw means something is still open, still bleeding a little at the edges. Otis sings this like the wound is fresh, not for drama, not for effect, but because that's simply where he was. His voice has a quality that most singers spend careers searching for. It sounds like the truth sounds. Memphis soul in 1963 had a gritty analog warmth that set it apart from everything else being made in America.
I began to get tough. Said I want you to come back.
The horns are lean and purposeful, so the rhythm section locks in with a conviction that says we know what this is and we're not going to dress it up. And Otis, at the center of all of it, stands there like a young man who has already been through something and is just now starting to understand what it meant.
Come back, baby.
You could hear everything that was coming in this voice. The ballads that would stop people in their tracks. The screaming, churning magnificence of his later work. The tragedy of a life ended far too soon. It's all there in embryo in 1963 in this record.
A little pain in my